Hi there. If you and your family are fans of Chinese takeout, I have the perfect dinner recipe for you. We're making broccoli beef stir fry, which is loaded with the flavors you love, but with less sodium than most restaurant food. So let's get cooking. What I really love about this recipe is not only is it good for you and delicious, it's super versatile as you can use all different types of protein in place of the beef. You can swap in chicken breast, shrimp, lean pork, or even tofu. All of those can be heart-healthy substitutions for this meal. But today we're using beef, and specifically, I have 1 pound of lean sirloin steak, and I've already cut away any visible white fat. Now I'm going to slice across the grain like this, into 1/4 inch slices. So it's going to look like this. So when it comes to lean beef choices, look for words like loin or round when choosing what cut of beef to purchase. Also, choice and select grades of beef tend to be leaner than prime grades. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these slices into 2-inch pieces so that they'll cook up quickly. Now, I'm going to set aside the beef as we make our marinade. Also, I need to wash my hands as I've been handling raw meat. Okay, so we're going to need to start the marinade with 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. One tablespoon of low or less sodium soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of sherry, white wine, or red wine. 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. And 1/2 teaspoon of honey. Now I'm going to mix that together really well until the cornstarch and sugar are dissolved into the liquid. Now it's time to flavor the beef. I'm going to put this into a plastic bag using my tongs. And then I'm going to carefully pour the marinade into the bag like so. And now I'm going to gently mix the beef with the marinade from outside of the bag to make sure that all of the pieces are being marinated. I'm going to put this bag in a shallow bowl just in case it leaks and pop it into the refrigerator as it marinates for about 30 minutes. So while our beef is marinating, I can start cooking the broccoli. First, I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of water to this skillet. Cover it and bring it to boil. If you have a wok, you could certainly use that instead because that's what's traditionally used in stir-fry recipes like this one. So the water is boiling. Let's add our broccoli. I have 2 pounds of broccoli here. I've chopped up the florets, and for the thick stem, I peeled it and cut it into 1/4 inch slices. I'm now going to add all of it to the skillet. I'm going to bring it to a boil again and then cover it, reduce the heat to medium, and let the broccoli steam for about 5 minutes. So our broccoli is done. It's tender, but it still has a little crunch to it. I've placed it along with its cooking liquid in this bowl for when it's time to add it to the stir fry. And our beef is done marinating, so it's time to pull together this entire dish. Okay, so now I'm using the same skillet I cooked the broccoli in, wiped dry to avoid splatter, and you see I've already coated it with cooking spray and placed it over medium-high heat. Now I'm going to add in our beef with its marinade and the 3 minced garlic cloves. And I'm just going to let that sit and sear for about 1 minute before I start to stir. I'm going to start stirring, that's why they call it stir fry. And I'm going to keep stirring frequently until the beef is no longer pink and just about cooked through. So the beef is just about cooked, and I'll add in the broccoli and saved cooking liquid. I'm going to keep stirring all of that together for about a minute to let the broccoli heat back up. And we're going to add one last ingredient, 3/4 of a cup of low sodium chicken broth, as this will help create the sauce and add flavor. It's essential to bring the sauce back to a rolling boil, then lower the heat to a simmer to reduce the potential spread of bacteria. I'll just keep stirring that until the sauce thickens up a bit, which shouldn't take more than a few minutes. So our broccoli beef stir fry is finished. And I'm going to serve it with cooked brown rice. I started with 1½ cups uncooked and just followed the package directions. You can use all different types of vegetables instead of the broccoli if you'd like snow peas or green beans, onions, peppers, or carrots. And frozen vegetables also work great in this recipe. Just keep in mind they cook up even faster than fresh vegetables. I hope you and your family get to enjoy making and eating this healthy version of broccoli beef stir fry for dinner sometime sooner than later. Enjoy!